Okay, I'm going to do a swing comparison here with Louis Oosthuizen here on the right and Charles Schwartzel here on the left. They're both hitting driver at the same tournament from the same tee box, so this should be a good place to do it from. Now we'll start here at setup. Some things we notice is, both of them have their head behind the ball well here for the driver. If you notice ball position, Louis is a little bit more inside the left foot where, Schwartzel's is there kind of on the left toe a touch. Both of them are letting the club kind of lean at the same angle here. But because of the ball position, you can see that Schwartzel's hands are a little bit more inside his left leg. Louis are kind of more under his center. Both look good with their arms hanging just nicely in front of them here. See the same thing on the left with Schwartzel. So yeah, all in all, setups look good for a driver. Now we'll go ahead and draw him back. One thing I noticed from Louis is before he goes, if you watch that line on his right hip, he kind of sets into his right side just a touch as the club's still standing still there at address. That allows him to kind of get shifted into his inside right side. And if we go to wind him up about halfway or so, we'll kind of just stop him there for the time being. Now we'll look at Schwartzel here now on the left. Good low takeaway, establishing good width off the ball. But you notice here, he's definitely coming off his hip line more than we see with Oosthuizen. So it's a little bit more of a sway than the shift. That's why you see this leg kind of bowing more, where Oosthuizen's is still kind of on this inside line. It's just two different ways how they're kind of getting loaded to the right side. At this moment, you can see that Charles is not setting the club as abruptly as Oosthuizen is, so that just means Louis' hands are a little more active, and his swing arc's going to be a little more narrow because of that. But as you watch Oosthuizen swing in real life, he has very good control, very well balanced, and very simple swing. You can see that Schwartzel's is a little bit more dynamic through his motions, but both players are major winners, and both players have great golf swings. Now here at the top, you can see if I draw a line through the thumbs, his is definitely reaching over his head. If you do this with Oosthuizen, you can see those are kind of right underneath the top of his head. It's just where the swing arcs are, Louis is more narrow than Charles here. Now, at this moment, we're going to kind of shift back both of them back into the ball. So there you can see his hips on that inside part of the red line here on the left with Schwartzel. Weight starting to shift to the left. It gets about back to its original line, but here, see his right elbow's a little bit under his left there. You can see some space in there. See with Louis, if we kind of get into the same position, a little bit more connected. Right elbow still under the club there. You can see this swing arc's a little bit closer to his head here than if we kind of got both of them in this position here. So just a touch more width there from Charles. Now as we're getting into the hitting zone, you can see with Oosthuizen's foot, it's still heel in front of the toe, not sliding out yet. But here with Schwartzel, you can see he's getting up on his toe a little bit more, where it's kind of spinning the knee in more than sliding into the ball. Now as we get into impact, you can definitely see where Oosthuizen's arms look a little bit more crowded. But this is really good right here, where left wrist or left knuckles pointing down, a good angle on his right hand here, still holding good lag. Same things over here, good angle on the right hand, knuckles pointing down, holding good lag. Alright, let's go ahead and clear some of these lines. So as we get through here, you can see with Schwartzel's left foot, it stays a little bit more grounded. You'll see with Oosthuizen's, it kind of pops up off the ground. So Schwartzel's right foot's getting more active than Louis', but Louis' left foot is getting a little bit more active than Charles right there. Now you can see with Oosthuizen's weight, it's definitely in front of his starting line. With Schwartzel, he's kind of got back to the original line. Now if you look here, let me back him up, right after the ball has kind of left the face, Oosthuizen's shoulders are a little bit more square to the target. You can see that Charles is uncoiling a little more rapidly here. Hip, belt buckle's already pointing over there. Shoulders just look a touch open, but both of them are definitely uncoiling well into that golf ball there, as going into the strike. Now we'll go ahead and just get them through the release here. I guess one more thing to note is right after impact, you can see that both of them are pretty well behind their original headline. Charles probably just a touch more than Louis. So as we go to release, you can see this left arm with Oosthuizen still connected well to his body. Where with Charles, you can see that's getting disconnected just a touch there where you're seeing the space from the arms. But it's where Oosthuizen's arms are not really crowded, but just staying more connected and closer to the body, where Charles is definitely getting his arms fully extended through the hitting zone. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just swing them all the way through. Good balanced finishes, good full finishes here. Yeah, chest is kind of even rotating past the target for both of them over through this direction. Clear these lines for a moment. But yeah, both of them have great golf swings and are very nice players. So yeah, just wanted to do a little comparison there with the both of them since they're both from South Africa. And yeah, you all have a good day now. Thank you.